And we are live, and everyone's back in the room. Hello,
Hi,
hello.
you right?
It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since I've done this.
Yeah, I think I did one or two by myself. We had Adam last week, and then I managed to lose the internet and then lose Google access during the live. So that was fun and games. But we
That was fun and games.
had to run out into the office back to get the internet back, and then manually scramble to find all the wheel links. But yeah, hopefully it'll be smooth sailing today.
Hopefully, fingers crossed for everything. Yeah, I've checked the Wi-Fi here, and I've retuned the little unit over there and make sure it's pointing in the right direction. Turned everything else off, so we should be good. Yeah, I've been out on the road for a little while, which has been wonderful. I was away for a whole week actually, but the week before I think I was down. Yes, I was down Bournemouth way, wasn't I? Doing some tastings there. That was a full-on trip too. That for like 3 sessions back after back, starting at 1 o'clock. I think I got back to a hotel about 1:30 in the morning. So 3 back-to-back sessions. That was hard work. That was for sure.
You've been up in Campbelltown, haven't you?
And I had a week up in Scotland. Yeah, not only have I did a whiskey show in London, then straight on a train to Glasgow, and Glasgow, all the bars and restaurants of Glasgow. A little training session here, and then on the train to Edinburgh for a whole day of peddling whiskey around Edinburgh. Culminated in a really lovely tasting in a bar called the Balvenie, which is a great little whiskey bar. Really, really lovely little whiskey bar. There's quite a few whiskey bars just outside of the town, outside the tourist area, sort of the main mile, that have really floated my boat. Absolutely, cracking wee bars, I must admit. And and then it was down to Campbelltown for my first time ever, and that's a long pilgrimage, that's for sure. I'd have loved to have driven it because the drive was fantastic. Having driven down that lane as far as the Kennagraig ferry, 7 times, it's an amazing trip. I mean, it's a way to see it all. But I've never really been able to look out the window because I've always been driving, concentrating. And a couple of times I've had to really concentrate because it was stair rods coming down, and all along that, through the Rest and Be Thankful Pass there, waterfalls flying off the mountains onto the road or to the side of the road. So that was pretty scary. But that road was closed going home, so we had to go all the way down in a convoy situation through the old military road. So that was single file, one way, and then when all that line went through, that's another way. So yeah, long wait to get through there. But I could see all the sights this time rather than just concentrate on the road. I could look out the window all the way, look at the bay, look at the views, look at the gardens.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous up there. We've got a couple of our regulars saying hello. Hello, James. Afternoon all. Good luck to everyone. Yeah. And we've got Claire, who you were away last week, of course, but she's after an Armagnac today because we didn't have any rum. So we'll have to sort that out, get some more rum going.
Claire's with the rum collection, isn't she?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So she's branching out into Armagnac now, is she? But not whiskey yet, Claire, hey? Well, we have 10 fabulous looking lots. I see it's either heavy because it's Feshila this week, or the distilleries are having their open days. Yesterday it would have been Kalila, wouldn't it? The big Bruichladdich party was on Sunday. I can't remember what was on a Tuesday.
What is it?
What is a day on a Tuesday? Bunnahabhain's usually on a Friday, isn't it? Isn't it?
Lefroig?
Lefroig and then Bamore. Is it the other way around?
I think it's Lefroig.
Lefroig today.
They share it with Port Ellen, which is obviously reopened, although obviously only the expensive old juice you can get hold of at the moment.
Well, this is nice to see this week. Nearly all green. Is that because I haven't been here? Like, we've sold out of just about everything.
It has. There's been a lot of sellouts. Yes.
Right. There's some
Quite a few days as well. Yeah.
There's some lovely whiskies in here. Right, what's coming up next week? Well, I've seen next week 2 have sold out already. There's a Sweet and Smoke collection of 5 that's gone. So that's some more Isla whiskies that have been in sherry cask. That's all sold out. And there's a 24-year-old Benriac Pedro Jimenez Puncheon. That looks pretty lovely as well, but that's sold out. You've missed out on there. If you wanted to go for that Douglas Lang old, just a minute ago, there were 3 tickets left. 12 and Glengoyne 15-year-old. That's all there is left there. There's just that 3 tickets left. So that's almost gone. That's a Kawasawa. Oh, yes. 1999 2000 car strength edition, the 34th edition. That's pretty cool. There's one here for you, Jake. There's the Redbreast collection of 8 whiskies.
Oh,
your 12s, your 15s, 18s, 21, 27, your Lustau, your Pedro Jimenez, and of course the cask strength 12-year-old. That's a whole shelf full of Redbreast pot still whiskey. There's a rather lovely looking Glenmorangie 23-year-old. That's a special bottling there at £7 a ticket. There's a Hakushu bundle of 3. That's the Distiller's Reserve, the 12 and the 18 at £6 a ticket. Looks nice. Yes, an old Milton Duff, one of those distilleries that always delights. A 1990 from Berry Brothers and Rudd. You better move on that pretty quickly.
Yes.
A £5 ticket for what's that? 1990. That's 33 years old. 32, 33. It says it's just 243 bottles and 36-year-old Glenrothes from Independent Bottle and another Independent Bottle, North Star Spirits. That's a £5. And the Balvenie 13-year-old Muscatel cask.
Nice. Yeah, I like North Star. And there's a lot of great bottles in there you've just mentioned.
Yeah.
We've got a few other people commenting. I would say, Pat, this is his first time. Say hi there. Good luck to all. Dave Spratt as well. He's got his fingers crossed for the Whistle Pig. Claire saying, yeah, not going down the whiskey road just yet. But then...
okay. Well, I've just had a look at the 6 that have gone up this week. There's a couple of big multi-packs in there. There's a collection of Tom and Tao, 5, just their cask finish selection. And I was at a whiskey show not so long ago, and I tasted through a few of those, and they're fabulous. I forgot how good that distillery, Tom and Tao. These are all different casks. The Tawny Port I tried, which was stunning, 15-year-old, absolutely beautiful. I think I tried the White Port. They were all good. You know, you got the standard, the big Pedro Jimenez and the Madeira, but they were very, very good. So that's really interesting. There's a 25-year-old collection, Jake. 25-year-old whiskey. So that's 5 scotches there. Bunnahabhain 25-year-old, all staples. Glenfarclas 25-year-old. Glencadam 25-year-old. So you don't see an awful lot of Glencadam, I must admit. So that's really interesting. That's another distillery I was trying at a whiskey show and forgetting how beautiful. In fact, one of the pubs I went to when you go into those Scottish whiskey bars, a lot of Scottish whiskey bars, nearly all of them have a malt of the moment or a malt of the month.
Sure.
Yeah. The first thing I choose with a half and a half, while I peruse the bar, because then it takes all that decision. And that was a Glencadam 10, and absolutely delicious. A Glen Scotia 25-year-old and a Loch Lomond 25-year-old. So lots of great whiskies coming up. As another cognac, Hennessy Paradis. That's up next. After next, Dalmore 30-year-old, Bumor 33. Just so many great, ultra rare, expensive looking whiskies, ridiculously low prices. Wow. Okay, shall we get on with this week's draw?
We should get some winners.
Let's get some winners. Okay, first up, I'm going to go for the Whistle Pig. I've got a bottle of the 10 downstairs in my cabinet. I haven't tried this one, 12-year-old, but I have tried a few. I think I have. Although I'll say cars. I may have tried it at a show. You tried it, Jake?
A long time ago, yeah. I mean, it's always interesting when you get these American whiskies that are sort of more, whether it's bourbon or rye or, but it has been put in another cask, because obviously it has to be, well, certainly with the bourbon, like it has to be fresh American oak. But you get things like Angel's Envy where they put it in port casks afterwards. And then obviously this is, sort of, that play on like old world. They put it in sherry casks, right? So, interesting stuff.
Oh, this is a Master of Malt
Solid.
exclusive. Yes, of course. So you would have tried this. It's a Master of Malt exclusive.
Exactly.
Only get it from us. Okay. Are you ready with that wheel, sir? Yes,
I'm ready with that wheel, yeah.
Let's pick a winner for this one. So, just 50 of you playing for this.
Let's get kicked off. And the first winner is Andy M. Congrats, Andy.
Congratulations, Andy. I hope you are watching and saw that. If you weren't, whoever was watching and had their fingers crossed for that, I'm ever so sorry. Okay, up next, the Armagnac.
Ah, yes.
From the Sponge, a 45-year-old from 1977. Wow. A decadent drinks production. Yes, some of these old Armagnacs. In fact, it's incredible how many old Armagnacs are still hanging out there. It really is incredible. And having learnt about Armagnac a couple of years ago, 3, 4, 5 years ago now, didn't know anything about Armagnac and cognac much. And as an ex-engineer, the Armagnac still is genius, is just pure genius. I want one on a cart.
Yeah. Exactly, strapped onto a cart.
Yeah, it's absolute genius.
I love Armagnac. I love these, like rustic, spicy kind of interesting Gascony brandies. Real counterpoint to a lot of cognac. And just the ages that you can get for comparatively compared to whiskey, much cheaper. But this is still what are we looking at here? £320 bottle for a 45-year-old spirit. Pretty extraordinary still.
It's still pretty extraordinary, isn't it? Yes, you're absolutely right. And this was just £5. A ridiculously low price ticket, just a £5. There's only 65 of you playing for this. I wish you all the very best of luck, and we're going to pick a winner for this one right now.
Okay, here we go. Daniel A. Massive congratulations to Daniel.
Absolutely. A 45-year. Oh, I'd love to try that. It looks fantastic. He's done that sort of classic Armagnac style bottle as well, which is when you go into one of those retail stores that have all the collection of all the different vintage years, like Berry Brothers and Rudd have got them in a glass cabinet if you're ever down Pall Mall way. Yeah, they've got the new spirit shop there. They've got a glass cabinet with one brands all the way to everyone's just a different vintage. So you can find a birth year going back to the 40s or something like that. Just incredible.
And we've got, oh man, just looking at the comments, Dave Spratt said he needed the wheel to go around like 1 millimeter more. Just close but no cigar.
You could see your name just there. Oh, that's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Unlucky Dave. That's what Claire's saying as well. And then we've got Ryan, who has actually had a sample of that Armagnac Sponge before and says it is class. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, there's a sample of it around, is there? Oh, right. Let's have a look. We drowned it. Okay, up next is a little collection of Jura whiskies. This is a little collection of their standards, 13, 16, 18 and 21-year-old. Is that right? I can see 3 pictured. I've got 4 on my notes. It definitely says 4. So There's 4 whiskies here. So 4 bottles of whiskey from the Isle of Jura, which their day is sometime this week as well. Isn't that Thursday, I think, isn't it? The Isle of Jura?
Yeah, well, that's already caused some confusion. Or because we've got some social media posts out about where we've got a bit of a celebration of the Isla Festival on the Mon website at the moment. I think there was a Jura bottle pictured, and everyone in the comments is like, "Hold on a minute, that's not Isla. They're part of the festival."
It's definitely part of the festival. They always used to share the day with Kilhoman, didn't they?
Yeah.
Because we used to rush to Kilhoman in the morning and then try and get on the little ferry across to Jura in the afternoon.
That's
it. Okay, so 4 bottles of whiskey, £400 worth, just £5. This was sold out. There's 99 of you taking tickets for this one, and we're going to get that wheel up right now. Good luck.
Okay, yeah, here we go. That is Glengoyne.
Glengoyne. Congratulations. A collection of Jura. The UK's favourite single malt whiskey, well, most popular anyway. I think that's the highest.
Yes. Yeah, there is some kind of stat, isn't there? I don't know if it's...
It's the best selling in the UK, that's right.
There's some sort of caveat, like on the on trade or but even so, like if you whichever way you slice it, if you come out number 1, and so pretty impressive.
It is. Well, I guess it's because it's in just about every supermarket, isn't it? There's a Jura everywhere you go. There's one. But staying in the Isla Festival, in fact, we're going over to the Isla Festival, just across the Isle of Jura. That great view across to the Isle of Jura. We're Bunnahabhain. This is from the Feis Ila 2023, so it was released 2 years ago. This is a 1998 Manzanilla and cask finish. One of my favourite sherries, Manzanilla. Manzanilla is a lovely sherry. It's a bit light sometimes for whiskey, that's for sure. I prefer something like a Amontillado, but I'm sure these guys know what they're doing.
It's like it is essentially a Fino, isn't it? But it has to be made by the coast. It's lovely stuff, and
I think the nicest
Fino whiskey, it's a treat.
The nicest Fino cask I've ever had was the 64 Bamor, and that was kind of special. Wow, that was all pineapples.
You bragging, Dave? You bragging?
I was so lucky to be invited to that tasting. Honestly, I had a little private tasting, and he pulled this bottle out, and wow! He wouldn't let me take the bottle home with me. Long time ago.
I don't remember if I've tasted this or not. It's Bunnahabhain's obviously unpeated, generally known for unpeated whiskey on Islay, slightly different to what the island's most famous for. But you're still getting that sort of coastal vibe from Bunnahabhain's, and you're possibly going to get a bit more of that salinity from the casks as well here. Yeah,
it sounds good. Yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, the Bunnahabhain spirit, they do 2 spirits, don't they? They do a peated spirit now. They started peating in sort of 97, I think they started.
Yeah, because they reading about this recently. Like they were, if you go back like a century or something, they were peated.
Yeah.
Most on the island, but completely. I think it's in the 1960s they went unpeated, but then
1963
slowly brought a little bit back from the 90s onwards. And
1963 they went unpeated.
There you go. Yeah.
When they refurbished the distillery, 1997 they started peating again. Yeah. Heavily peated. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm trying to give you a walking encyclopedia of Dave Worthington of whiskey history. I'm trying to interject and stuff. Okay.
Well, I might just be making it up as I go along, but there you go. Yeah.
Just say it with confidence.
Yeah, say it with confidence and then move on quickly. Let's get that wheel up.
Let's find a winner. Let's do it. Let's get this spun. Okay. Best of luck, everyone.
99 names on that wheel. Just a fiver. for a £400 bottle of whiskey.
Yes, Declan W. Congratulations, Declan.
Declan W. Or D-Dubs. Wow, that's cool. Declan W. Congratulations. Good initials there, DW. Right. Up next, it is what's better than one Bunnahabhain? Two Bunnahabhains, of course.
Oh man, I think it was the possibly the wheel before that one, but we've got Ryan in the comments as well, who also missed by one segment, but beforehand rather than after. Just like, oh
no,
dear,
I can't see him
very
in it.
close.
Okay, like I say, what's better than one Bunnahabhain? Two Bunnahabhains, and here we have a brace of Bunnahabhains from Feshila 2024 collection. So these are from last year's collection. There's a 23-year-old triple sherry wood finish, so 3 different sherries. It's an experimental series, and then there's a ruby port cask finish as well from 14-year-old ruby port. So that looks something. Both these with the Feshila. £500 worth of whiskey there. £5 ticket for £500. There's just 125 people of you playing for this, so the odds are pretty good still. Should we spin that wheel, sir?
It is ready. Yes.
Perfect. Let's do it. Good luck's in your name. No.
Going to be Dennis W.
It's another DW.
Another D-Dubs. Different D-Dubs, I think, yeah.
It definitely is a different D-Dubs, yeah. Yeah, congratulations, Dennis. 2 Bunnahabhains going your way. Okay, staying in Islay, we have a multi-pack of just 9 of the staples of Islay. That covers just about everything, doesn't it? The current operating distilleries, yes, indeed, apart from the Port Ellen, which has just started reoperating again.
Yeah,
So yeah, you have
Ardnahoe in there as well as, yeah, nice.
Ardbeg 10, Ardnahoe, Infinite Lock, Bemore 12, Brook Laddie, the classic Laddie Scottish barley. That was last time I traced it. That was very good. The Bunnahabhain 12, a staple in this house, that's for sure. It's one of those repeat bottles of whiskey that I absolutely love. Kalila 12, the Kilhoman 13, Lagavulin 16, obviously everybody's favourite, and a Lafroy 10, where it all went wrong for me. That's that first bottle of whiskey I bought, and that was everything downhill from there. Yeah, that's the very first bottle of whiskey I went out and bought myself, Lafroy 10. Wow. It could have gone 2 ways, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to drink whiskey ever again. Yeah.
Well, you get quite into it, yeah.
So there we go, nearly £500 if you wanted to go and buy these at retail prices. There it was for just a £5 ticket. And there are another 125 of you, or the same 125 of you, playing for this one. So let's get the wheel up and pick a lucky winner.
Let's do it. Okay. Islay collection. Here we go. Here's Robert L.
Congratulations,
Lovely
Robert.
stuff.
I hope you like peat, because there's quite a lot of it there. There's a couple unpeated there, but the rest of them, not so much. Hope you like it, smoky.
Yeah,
All right.
a couple of classic unpeated there, but yeah, I'm sure they probably do, Dave. They know what they're doing. Yeah.
Right, let's move away and get some of the big ones out. Just a 26-year-old from the Glengoyne distillery, Highland Distillery, the Spirit of Time, 26 years old, just 1,400 bottles. Yes, time well spent. This was originally a travel retail exclusive, I think. Matured in Oloroso sherry casks and then put together. It looks beautiful. The Glengoyne Distillery is a very pretty little distillery. Lots of sherry casks in there. Very slow distillation process. Part of their process that they do, that's slowed. Lots of copper contact, so they get a very light, clean spirit. And yeah, this looks fabulous, absolutely fabulous, and a beautiful distillery to go and visit.
For sure.
So £800 bottle of whiskey for just £6. Someone's going to pick this up for a £6 ticket. There are 149 of you playing for this. We're going to put that wheel in right now.
Yeah, all ready. Okay. Here we go. And that's Vladimir M. Congratulations, Vladimir.
Congratulations. I hope you really enjoy that. Don't forget to send those photos in. I see the wall of fame is up there with all the photos. There's a couple of glasses there with whiskey in them. I hope you've opened them and then you're enjoying them.
In fact, I think that's probably the Vladimir in the comments who said good luck to all earlier. So hopefully he's still watching.
Congratulations.
Hopefully it is, not just another Vladimir M.
Okay, up next. Okay, this is something special. 27-year-old from the Speyside of the Balvenie, a beautiful distillery, pretty to look at. Part of the William Grant portfolio, the second distillery that they built on the site next door to Glenfiddich. Lots of distilleries to see in the whisky town of Dufton. This has spent 7 years finishing 7 years of double maturation in an ex-Caroni rum cask. So Claire should have bought a ticket for this. Rum cask Balvenie, a closed distillery from Trinidad. Caroni closed a long time ago. So yeah, this should be pretty exciting. This was just an £8 ticket. There are 149 of you playing for this, and if you wanted to buy one of these, look at about over £1,000 because there's not many of them around, I guess.
Yeah, and of course, Balvenie have that what they call a Caribbean cask 14-year-old, which is incredibly popular and good whiskey. So yeah, 27-year-old with the Caroni cask sounds.
That's a lovely whiskey there, the Caribbean cask. Yes, very good. Right, let's pick a winner.
The wheel is ready. Let's do it. Okay. Very best of luck. Getting into the serious ones now. Okay.
Into the serious. Yeah. Last three.
Is Charlie M. Huge congratulations, Charlie.
Not the Charlie M.
I'm being too slow here, Dave. Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah.
The Charlie M. Sorry, Charlie M. It's Charlie McLean, who's the whiskey writer and commenter. Yeah, I'm messing around. It's the Charlie M. that I know. Right, staying in Speyside, we're running across down the road a little bit. You can not far from Balvenie. It's a collection of 4 from the Macallan. This is the boutique collection, not the boutique collection, but the boutique collection. So there's 4 different releases here from 2016, 17, 19, and 2020. Not sure where the 18 went, but it's not in this lot. It's not here either. I can promise you it's not here. I haven't seen it, but there's 4 in here. There's a £10 ticket. There's 249 tickets to play. Yeah, and this is like nearly £2,500 worth of whiskey right here. And I know there's lots of those Macallan hunters out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was Vladimir in the comments. He said, "Wow, Glengoyne." So yeah, it's.
Congratulations. It's nice to see a winner who's watching this live. Wow.
Yeah. And Claire saying, yeah, I should have entered that she's got a Berry Brothers bottle of Caroni, so. Lovely stuff. Yeah.
She's got a boutique Caroni. Right. Okay, let's get this wheel up and put these Macallan Hunters out of their misery.
Indeed, yes. Very best of luck. Here we are. Okay. It is Grafton H. Huge win. Congratulations.
Indeed. Congratulations. Wow. I hope you
Wow, indeed, yeah.
hope you find the 18 as well. Right. We're gonna, for the final one today, the final draw today, we're gonna go slip back to Isla for the distillery that's reopened after how long? 83. When did it close? 83? 83 it closed.
It did, yes. So this will be from the final year of production, yeah.
Yeah, it did close. Yeah, it was final year. This is the final year of its last life. And now it's back making spirit again. There's no whiskey there yet, is there? There's only spirit they have.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
2024 it came back online, so and it won't be released to 3-year-old. It's going to be,
They won't be releasing a 3-year-old, I wouldn't have thought. I think this is just, this is to do, and they're doing some experimental stuff there as well, I seem to remember. Like messing around.
But, I don't know, actually, yeah. Well, I think it will be very much premium. But it's that's the nice things, isn't it? How do you sort of read a couple of good sort of articles and blog posts recently about, what is a distillery, where this one's on the same site, same owners, but that's not always the case elsewhere.
No.
But yeah, long silent period, and
like lots of distilleries.
Still sought after.
So this one didn't sell out. Not bad, but didn't sell out. So there is 100. The odds have just got better for you if you did buy a ticket. So thank you very much. There's only 159 of you playing for this. So yes, from the last year of the old Port Ellen's production, a 35-year-old from Master of Malt's independent line. And I tried this. It's delicious. That just softened up beautifully, and it is very, very sort of ashy. It's very, very good. Right, let's get that wheel up and let's pick a lucky winner.
Yeah, the big one. Okay. Here we go. Best of luck. Daniel J. Congratulations, Daniel. Woo.
Hey, congratulations, Daniel.
Huge.
Hey, that's a big old bottle, and it is delicious. It is delicious. Crack it open and enjoy it, please. Yeah. Seriously, whiskey is meant to be shared. Sharing drams up in Scotland these last couple of days, and in London, has been fabulous. Just pouring whiskey and telling tales.
That's it. That's your favourite thing, Dave. Yeah.
Listening to other people's stories, absolutely.
It's nice to be on the road and Campbelltown Festival. I've not ever made it for that. I'm very, very jealous, actually. So it did look like you had great fun.
I missed Springbank Day. I missed the beginning of it because I was hosting tastings. I was meant to be there for the beginning, but then this opportunity to host a tasting in Edinburgh came up, and I was in town or in the area, so I think doing the tasting in the Belfry was more important for me, having a good time in Springbank.
But then you went and did your own tasting as part of in Campbelltown. So
we did a couple of things in Campbelltown which were superb. Absolutely, yeah.
Tremendous. Well, huge congratulations to all our winners. Really nice to see one of you watching along with us bagging a big prize there as well. And send us a nice photo of your smiling faces as ever when your bottles arrive.
Absolutely. So all those bottles will be shipping out this week. Fingers crossed. Everything should be on its way. Have a look for next week's competition. There's some bangers in there as well. And some more coming up. By the end of this week, there should be another 4 lines up there, I think, for the week after. Not sure what they are yet, but I'm sure they'll be good. well worth the wait. But there's a few tickets for the ones left that say that Tom and Tal collection. There's another 25-year-old Balvenie there. What's that? Another rare marriages there. Just seeing that. Wow, yes, that's matching one of the other one. 33-year-old Bamore, 25-year-old whiskey collection, all of the 25-year-old staples, including that Glencairn and the Dalmore 30. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Answer those questions. If you need help, email me. See if I can help with the other questions. The answers, I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. They're not that difficult, I don't think. But if you get stuck, always feel free to drop me a line on social media. I'll see what I can do. just as a fellow whiskey enthusiast.
So good. Yeah, there you are. I'll see you soon, Dave.
All right, it's been lovely talking to you again. And yeah, I think I'm here next week, so no panic. Thanks for joining us today. And this time next week, we'll have another 10 draws to conclude.